Hey everybody, me again, new clone, Gemini 3 Dual Fuzz generator by Spaceman, no longer in production, so I guess this makes this the Hen's Tooth Cafe again. This is the clone, just finished it. I'm using all Russian germanium transistors on the GE side. And I tossed things up a little bit on the silicone side. I wasn't happy with the sound of what was originally in the what was in the original one. So I kind of mixed the salad a little bit there to my liking. What we got here is basically two circuits in one. You got a germanium side, got a silicone side. You got a filter control, kind of code for tone control. But it's not really your, traditional tone control. It is kind of a filter. I find that it works more in the mids. It'll either scoop the mids or hump the mids. You have a switch here, which is a reversing switch for the filter control, which only works on the GE side. When you swing over to the silicone side, the switch does nothing, and the filter control goes from mid scoop to mid hump. As you come over to the GE side, the more you are, the more the reversing switch has an effect. Well, I'll get back to you in a little bit there, and I'll give you a demonstration. The other side, like I said, the silicone side. This side, the GE side, has its own gain switch, low, medium, high. Same thing for the silicone. Silicone side, low, medium, high. Volume for the output. And here in the middle is your blend knob, which will blend you between silicone and germanium. So, what we're using today, my handy dandy bastard caster, StewMac Golden Age pickup in the bridge, and a couple of single coils that will remain nameless. And that's going through the pedal, going into my trusty Ampeg G212 amp. So we're going to start with the germanium side. Low gain. I'm just going to put the filter control in the middle. Now, what I was saying about the reversing switch is that right now I'm at the 12 o'clock there for the filter. If I go to one side, I'm getting that mid-scoop muff sound. And now I have the mids a lot more pronounced, making it much louder too. Well, look at that, I'm back to Muffland. Now, if I swing it over to the silicone side, doesn't do anything. So I've got it set up there on the silicone side. It goes from scoop to hump. And this comes into play a lot more when you're blending between silicone and germanium, between the two fuzzes. Since it's the more that you swing the silicone, the less the switch comes into play. You can, decide to have it one way or the other to try and hone in, a certain tone. Or it might just be easier in your head to understand where you are in the sweep of the pot, having the switch one way or the other, depending on where you are in the blend. So there's a lot of different ways to look at it. I was really confused the first time I saw it, but as I got to work with it, I kind of understood the dynamics of it, and it comes in kind of handy. If you're dialing in, if you're using the one pedal to dial in a lot of different sounds, you can use the switch to your advantage, or you can just leave it alone and just have it set that it's scoop to hump for both. Okay, getting back to the germanium side. That was this is the low gain, medium gain, and high gain. You can get really good sustain. I mean, right now I don't have the amp up too high, but I'm just on borderline there. I can get just about anything to feed back. Over on the silicone side, low gain. And just to give you an idea of the difference, the tonal difference between the two sides. You can hear that the fuzz is sharper, it's crisper, it's got a little bit of a fizz to it on the silicone side, and the germanium side is rounder. It's got a little more body, a little more oomph. So medium gain. And high gain. So that's the silicone side. And one thing I like about the silicone side is that it cleans up really well when you turn your guitar volume down. That filter control just right there. It almost gives it a little bit of an acoustic feel. I'll throw it on the neck pickup. Not bad for silicone. That's really, I'm really pleasantly surprised with that. If we bump the gain up a little bit. And if we go over to the germanium side, you'll hear that doesn't quite clean up as clean, but it's got that like soft overdrive feel to it. And you can see with the filter control there, I mean, it's really effective. You can really work a lot of tones out of this little beast. And the most fun is blending. You know, you got I got the germanium on low gain here, and if, let's say, if I put my silicone to medium gain, filter at 12 o'clock. Let's say I want to work in a little silicone fizz here. I don't know if you can hear that, but there's a little bit of that silicone. I've got it on medium gain right now, and it's just given a little fizzy undertone to the germanium. If I back it up again, put the silicone on high gain, I don't have to go as far to get that edge. Oh, you can really hear it coming in there. See, that's what I find really neat, is that, you know, I can still hear that germanium sound, you know, that chunk, you know, of the low gain germanium, and then as the notes fade away, I've got that fizz that comes in over top. So that's like I said before, a lot of fun with this pedal. It's a great circuit. No longer in production, but all the information is available at doityourselfstompboxes.com if you want to build yourself one. It's a really highly recommended addition to the pedal board. You can get all kinds of tones, all kinds of fuzz out of this thing, and like I said, it's one of the few fuzzes, silicone on the silicone side. It's one of the few fuzzes I know that really cleans up well. I mean, mine does anyway, with the trio of transistors that I'm using. It cleans up super clean, and of course, you know, you can just flat out, like you heard at the beginning of this video, you know, if you throw everything on high gain, you know, and 50-50 germanium and silicone is... If you want to go for that Sabbath sound, I mean, it's just it'll do it for you, you know. So from real easygoing blues all the way up to Sabbath, I mean, it'll cover the whole, just about the whole territory for you. So there you go. That's the Gemini 3 Dual Fuzz generator. Or should I call it the Soyuz in my case, because I'm using the Russian trannies, I don't know. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Great build. Thank you very much. Have a great day.